Q to talk about. I did a Piston video. Y'all probably see tomorrow or something like that. I might post this one up on Wednesday. So, I'm going through an egg. I'm just surfing on X when I see Easy. I guess he got a show, no disrespect. The heavyweights. I don't know the other guy, right? And they did a clip showing them talking about what the plan is for the Lions, right? And I think the other guy was saying something that kind of made sense. So you see the Lions, and I've talked about the Lions moving up in the draft, right? So I think Easy said they probably going to move back, get more pieces to fill more holes. And check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist at the link tree, right? The other guy made more sense. And, so he made more sense by the way saying this. He said that the Lions probably going to move up and go get that guy, right? And that made more sense to me because they didn't go out there and even get a Joey Bosa. They missed out on Chase Young. They missed out on, they won't trade for Trey Hendrickson. They don't play, they missed out on Josh Sweat. They ain't paying Josh Sweat $19 million. They're not paying Trey Hendrickson anywhere from what, $28 to $40 million? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. So the only plausible thing that we really can think about that they do is moving up and trading up in the draft and getting a pass rusher they really like. Now, you asking the wrong Negro about, which guy that I don't know nothing. Nathan about these guys. I know about Shador, Cam Ward, but from a technical aspect, the quarterback, I've done no research. I know about Mason Graham and Will Johnson. I know about them, but the only guy that I think that would really move that needle for them is two guys. And like I said, I don't really know, so excuse my ignorance. I only watch like small clips of the combine. So the only guys I really know that may can help them in that category is Mason Graham, which I think his brother Graham Glasgow play on Michigan, and Abdullah Carter. But my thing is, there's rumors that Abdullah Carter may go number one. And I hear people kind of talking about what the Titans roster is, but I don't think the Titans roster is bad at all. Honestly, I don't think the Titans roster is bad. I mean, I don't know who they still, but last year, they were just a quarterback away. I really thought and I said that before the Lions played them and blew them out, I thought they had a good roster, to be honest. When you started talking about guys like Calvin Ridley, the Westbrook, the other guy, Alexander, the Westbrook receiver, Tony Pollard, you know what I'm saying? I know their offensive line was in transition. Defensively, the kid Snead, Harold Landry. What's the other guy down there that's a really good defensive tackle that cussed out the reporter last year and they just re-signed him? He one of the best interior linemen in football. They got talent over there. I just feel like they was a quarterback away and a few other pieces away. So I think if they find a good quarterback and they can build that line back up to what it once was, yeah, I don't see the Titans be like this roster that's just horrible. Same way with Jacksonville. I don't see Jacksonville as a roster that's just terrible. They got players. It's just that, can the coach put them in a position to be successful? Both of them organizations kind of remind me of the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were bad, they just didn't have the right structure around them and a few pieces around them. But nonetheless, can you, and the thing about Abdullah Carter, he may drop a little bit because they say he may have some type of foot issue. So he may have some type of foot issue. So, if he can go possibly number one, if the foot issue is not an issue, he's probably going to go number one. Can you jump to number one from 28? I don't see it. Let's say he slide or somebody you like is in the bottom of the top 10, which, like I said, I don't know. Can you jump from 28 into the top 10? How far from 28 can you jump? Let's say they did go two number ones. A future third round pick, 2 1s and a 3. How far could you get in the draft to get your guy? Do you throw Henry and Hooker in the mix to move up to get a pass rusher that you really, really like? I mean, like I said before, at 28, that limits you. But what he's saying makes sense. They didn't go out there, and they may go out there and get a veteran like DeMarcus Lawrence, right? And, a lot of people saying that window is they losing hope. And Lions are going to be Lions no matter, until proven otherwise. They're going to be frugal. They're bare minimum going to be the bridesmaid until they prove, bare minimum. That, at the most, they're going to be the bridesmaid. At the most. Until proven otherwise. And they're still a cheap organization. So they're probably going to sign a guy like a DeMarcus Lawrence or lower level guy. And maybe at that point, they may move up in the draft and try to get a particular person. They have moved up and moved around the draft plenty of times. So, easy think they'll fall back and get multiple players to fill that role. And I just don't give a fuck. Because our sports no longer just hinges on Michigan football and the Lions. Like, fuck it. They can go back to being the Lions again. The Pistons winning, Tigers winning, Wings going in the right direction. Michigan State basketball looking on the up and up. Michigan kept their coach. I don't watch college basketball no more. No reason to watch it. It sucks. I don't know. It ain't just hinged on the Lions. They held it down long enough, more longer than anybody expected, so they can go back to being, who they are. Because I think it was very disingenuous, and I understand the business side of it, to raise your prices so high, but you've been bad for so fucking long. I just don't like that. The very same people, like season ticket holders, should be locked into a price. It only can go down. Especially if you've been buying season tickets for 5, 10, 15 years. There's no way they should be able to shoot these prices up on the fans. You've been bad for 30 years. You good for 2 minutes. And now we can shoot these prices up 1,000% or whatever it is. That's bullshit to me. And that's one thing I like about the UK. The UK has a lot of laws in place that protect against greed and capitalism in their country. That's what I do respect about their laws. A little bit too liberal for me in certain places, but that's what I kind of do respect about it. So, and it is what it is. But it makes, what the old buddy was saying makes sense. I wholeheartedly agree. What the old buddy was saying, it makes a ton of sense. That maybe the plan is to move up and get that guy. And if it's Abdullah Carter somehow, which I don't see it, if it's Mason Graham, I don't see it, or somebody else, then cool. It's still the cheap route. It is. You still get the guy for 5 years compared to what you had to pay Mason Garrett, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson. It's still the cheaper route. Now, and as far as draft capital, it's cheaper. It is cheaper as far as draft capital. Because if I only got to give a second or third pick for Trey Hendrickson, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But but the financial side of it is a little bit more tax. It's a lot more taxes. So it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications when we go live and drop video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.